We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio.
KTDD Riverside, San Bernardino. Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
We are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. You know, it's funny. You always ask for the reads before we go on air, and you got this stuff memorized. We've been doing this show for 5 years, and I, for some reason, can never remember the reads. It's no thing for you, man. But you are a stage actor. You used to learn the script. I was more of a film actor. I have to know my motivation, and you know, we get takes. You know, you mess up, you do it again, you know, so.
There's a guy named Ray Charles.
Yes.
You know, the great Ray Charles.
Could he see the script?
He could feel it. he can feel it, which is even better. And that's what I do. I base my thing off of feel. You know? So, but at any rate, we are live right here. It is a misty morning, to quote the great Bob Marley, and we are in a great spot here in the great city of Riverside. Last night.
I couldn't even get an answer.
That's what I was about to say.
Right.
Cajon.
Yes.
We'll be talking about that at length. There's a lot of basketball going on.
Cajon played. It's written down. Can you pronounce? I can't pronounce that.
Sierra Padres.
Is that what it is? What's the name before that?
Oh, well, I'm not.
Yeah. I think that's the complete name.
That's Jenny Pearl?
That's what it looks
That's
like.
what I was saying. Exactly. I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
What my man said right there.
Yeah, that's Coach Garcia from San G stepping in. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll get a chance to discuss that. We have Agua Caliente news. Yes,
right.
And
you got to say it right. Put respect on it.
Agua Caliente!
Clippers of Ontario.
Yes, we have the Agua Caliente Clippers coming back into town, making a home visit on Monday. We're really excited about that. And then Coach B, for guests, we have some guests here.
Yes, we
live
do.
in the studio.
Yes.
Do tell.
We have Coach Garcia from San G basketball, and then Coach Talbert from Claremont basketball in the house. You know, did they make an upgrade to the board? Just sounds. I mean, we just sound crisp this morning. I love it.
I'll take it.
Yes. And as you were saying with the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario, we are the official voices. Well, let me correct that. Brian Arrington and Eddie Talbert are the official voices of the Agua Caliente Clippers, because Coach B and Eternal are your hosts of IE Sportsnet. But it's a
See
weird
the way my
thing.
bank account is set up.
Right.
You know, my bank account is set up a certain way. But
So make sure you go to acclippers.com if you ever want to hear information about the Agua Caliente Clippers. And I know hopefully Carl's not listening.
Hopefully she is listening, actually.
The Knicks were playing the other night, and a team from Los Angeles was there.
I did see. Did you watch that?
I had to get a look at it.
I watched it, and the Knicks they were like raining from three out there.
Right. They were. I feel dirty talking about it now. Talking about the Lakers.
I don't because they're coming into town on the 28th. Mm-hmm. And we're excited.
You mean the South Bay Lakers?
The South Bay Lakers.
The South Bay Lakers.
Yeah, it's so we say in them because it's not the actual Lakers.
Right.
It ain't Kobe in them.
Right.
But it's the Lakers in them. So that means the official G League Lakers will be bringing their body of work into the inland area, which is going to be at Citizens Business Bank Arena. That's going to be on the 28th.
Yes.
And again, if you want to,
it's going to be on the other sports outlet that starts with an E. So you will hear us live on that other sports outlet calling the game.
Well, you said here. I mean, if we're going to be, I think we're actually going to be seen that day.
Yes. I got to make sure I got the I'm going to tell like I said, my barber still frustrates me because I tell him, man, I got half the hair I used to. Can I get a half price haircut?
Right.
But he said, no, I got to work harder now
and we got
than I did before. So he said, I should be charging you double.
Yeah. My barber has a thing on there. I am not a magician.
Right.
He has that right on there. So don't be expecting no miracles today. But as you said, we have a jam-packed show, Coach B. And as you were saying, that the football season is winding down.
Yeah. Like you said, did we say the score of Cajon?
No, we did not.
They lost 14-38 in the first round of state playoffs. But we appreciate everything they did. I don't appreciate what they did to Downey.
I do.
But it's okay, you know.
All that extra you was talking anyway. Jalen Daniels and those guys really had a great season. We'll talk about that. I think I don't know if we'll have time today. We may. I know Michelle Gardner has a whole lot to say about that whole bus situation. I mean, that is. Oh,
she wrote something about it as well.
Yes. So we'll get it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, we'll get it.
And then before we, I know we're going to bring Coach Garcia on. We also, one thing we got to do, the Player of the Year. We still have to do that poll.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll make sure we get that poll out. And again, are we going to keep that thing open? Is it going to be like senior, junior, or are we going to?
No. All the Player of the Weeks that we had.
Right. That's what I. That's
so
what I thought.
So yeah. So we'll do that based off of the players that we had, and whoever wins it, be Riverside or San Bernardino, we need to bring him out to the All-Star game.
Guarantee. Yeah. Get him something official. And then real quick, as you mentioned, since we are wrapping up the football season, as everybody knows, we will be doing the last game of the year, of the football year, which is going to be for San Bernardino County, will be the Inland Valley Hall of Fame Classic.
Yes, sir.
And then that's going to be happening at A.B. Miller. And then we're going to have the 215, which is the small schools and private schools.
Riverside, San Bernardino.
San Bernardino. That game is going to take place at, where's it going to take place, fam?
So on that game, that's going to take place at Corona High School.
It just sounds great when you say it like that.
And it's going to precede the Riverside Sheriffs. And you know, it's funny. Someone, our guy, Coach Burns, had put an announcement out there, and someone says, this is a joke. No. The Sheriffs sponsor the game. The Sheriffs are not going to be out there playing, but the Sheriffs sponsor the game.
People thought that.
Yeah.
People thought that. That's funny. That's funny. Because they do have a game but we'll discuss that on another topic. But at any rate, so we're going to be doing that. We're really excited about that. It's going to be taking place January 2018. So folks, get ready. I think we already have tickets. We have a place available where you can go buy tickets right now.
Yes, we do. We will unleash that. And then there's rumors that we may be doing some more basketball All-Star games. We can't announce it yet.
Yeah, I know. We got to keep that kind of close to the vest.
Keep it under the wraps.
Keep it close to the vest. But right now, we do have a guest live in the studio. We got our man. Is my man? Is that a player?
Yeah, it's one of my players.
Come on, man. Yeah, baby. Are you all in that city, man? Come on in.
You got to get all up in the videos, man.
You got to come out the hood, man, and get in the shade a little bit, brother. Come on over there, man.
So before we announce, we are excited. I think this is the third or fourth year we've had Coach Garcia from San G Basketball. We love having you come in. We see you building the program. We see what you're doing. How you doing this morning, Coach?
Oh, I'm blessed, man. Good morning. Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me out here, man. It's always great to hang out with you guys, listening to you guys every Saturday and catch you guys up on social media, man. It's awesome. You guys are doing awesome work out here, so thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. Coach said, hey, I can come in, but I got other things to do today. So
we got history, brother, so go ahead and line me up. Right. Coach, again, as you were saying when you came in, you guys are young. And you guys have started out the season just a bit slow, especially in our in estimation. I know that you guys have high goals for your basketball team. But give us a minute to talk about the season and where you guys are right now.
Yeah, we've hit a couple bumps on the road. We're really young. We were looking to reload with some of our more experienced players, but it's life situations and kids moved out of the area,
right.
And so we ended up pulling up a couple young guys, and we're young in some spots, so it's kind of like that growing pain moments.
Right.
We show a glimpse of playing with anybody. A lot of times, just, again, in the game of basketball, it's that consistency. If you can't do it 4 quarters, it'll catch you. So, but we're doing well. We're gonna be okay. We're coming together. We're gelling. I think some of our older, experienced players are taking that leadership role, and now you're seeing some of that growing amongst the group. So we'll see. We had a rough one last night. We were at Citrus Hills.
Yeah.
They're a pretty good team with some size.
That's tough. Everybody's been talking about them.
Yeah, man, they're doing well. And we were over at Ramona on Tuesday.
Yes.
That was a tough one. We actually we could have had that game. I mean, it's tough to win when you miss 21 free throws.
Oh wow.
Oh my! I don't even want to know what happened at practice that next day.
It was tough. It was tough to win a game. So we lost by 10-11. So it was close.
Yeah.
Like I said, we show glimpses with some young guys.
Right.
It's a work in progress. So.
Yeah, and then so right now you guys have a break, and you guys are going to be returning to the court against Serrano on the 27th. Talk to us about the expectations and a little bit about Serrano.
Well, it's funny, we're just talking about it right now. We'll go out and scout them, get some tape on them,
right?
Implement what we're going to work on, what we're going to see against them,
right.
And hopefully we can go out and execute it. That's the interesting part. For the most part, most of our guys are well of following our scouting report. They follow, and it's just, again, it's that physicality, being young, and,
having that experience.
And so, but that's the plan. Is we'll go back to the lab and put it together. Coaches break down film, watch film, show these guys what they're gonna see on the court, and go out and work on it. We have a few days to prepare for it.
Right.
And, the San Bernardino Kiwanis is always a big tournament for us. It's local.
Yeah.
They're hosting it at Arroyo and Indian. I think we open up at Indian Springs High School against Serrano.
That's a nice gym.
It is.
That's a really nice school.
It is. I'm a little jealous.
I almost want to, like, enroll back. If I didn't have the gray hairs, I'd go back over there and see if they can kind of line me up for a senior year. You know what I mean?
Got 1 year left of eligibility.
Hey, Coach, I can still do it.
Yeah, so it's like for us, like I said, man, it is a nice gym. It's a great facility. They put it together real well. It's one of the longest tournaments going on in California. I think it's going into their 60th year, I believe it is.
Wow.
If I'm correct. So we're just, like I said, it's awesome to be a part of it. Next year we're hosting it. We're co-hosting next year, so we're looking forward to that next year. But like I said, we're lucky. We have a good little break. And then we'll enjoy family time with Christmas, and then we're back at it. So it should be interesting. We should do well. We know the bracketing, we're at the bottom at Indian Springs, win or lose, and there's some good teams in that tournament. So it's gonna be competitive.
That's good. Once again, we have Coach Garcia from San G High School, head basketball coach on IE Sportsnet, Fox Sports 1350 with Coach B and the Turner. One thing I like, you can see the change. Coach, we talked about you're building a tradition at San G. You've worked to add a freshman team last year. You do events in the neighborhood. How does the future of San G look now that you're building roots in the program? I like you come in, you got nice swag. I mean, the first year, it's like you guys had the T-shirts. I don't know if you guys wrote San G on it or not, but now, you got nice looking swag. I love it.
And I tell them, Coach, you got to start. And let me tell you something. If you'd have seen our shirts when we first had it was iron on. We had we literally came up in there. We was ironing the logo right before you came in the door. Take that.
Well, it's like anything else. We take it from point A and improve it every year as much as we can. Not having freshmen, now we have freshmen. This year we had 25, 26 kids come out for tryouts for freshmen.
Nice.
We cutting kids because we had not enough uniforms.
And that's new to you.
We were kind of like scratching our head with the coaches, like, hey, man, like, what are we going to do? I'm like, look, first off, it's grades. That's the first how you cut kids. If you don't got grades, let's go from there, and then we'll build from that.
So I would have got cut.
Yeah, right. Okay, you're going to be team. You're going to do stats. Hopefully, you can get that math right.
Right.
Well, that's the worst thing they can't. That was the problem. They couldn't use it for stats, some of the kids, again, it's like that academic, and it goes back to our standards and our culture.
Right.
But that's a good thing that we had to deal with. That's a new change for us. We continue to do our camps. We've had several community camps that we have for the kids.
Right.
And obviously the gear. We've been able to fundraise a little bit, and the kids get the new gear. We were just talking about that this morning, to what are we doing this year, and so it's a lot of fun. Good stress. Things that you can give out, and and it's important to promote our program and our culture. That's always what we want. So
right. And you, like you said, when you said you had a young team, I'm looking on Max Prep. Only 3 seniors. But who are some of the players that are going to come back this year that we should keep an eye on, be it freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or whatever?
Well, with me today, I got Fernando Chavarria as one of our 3-year varsity players.
All right.
Returning. He's one of our captains this year.
Your shooting guard and point guard.
Yeah. He averaged about 20 points a game at the Big Daddy tournament to start off the season.
Nice.
And so he's been high teens, low 20s, on and off. So he's. And the weird thing is, he's not pulling from the 3. It's everything's 2-point field goal, or free throws.
Does he know how basketball is played nowadays?
I'm about to say, is he not playing 2K or something?
We don't have analytics at San G.
You're supposed to close your eyes and pull up from
right.
Soon as you hit half court, he wide open, brother.
No fadeaway threes for us, man. He's a hard worker. Just goes to the cup and gets it the hard, old school 3-point play, man. That's what we like. So,
hey, Coach,
we'll bring him up. I was going to say, before you do that, we have the point guard from 2030 in the building as well. So
I'm about to say, right? He's already left. Where is the basketball?
Right. What's your son's name again?
Grayson.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And with a basketball name, great. Let's have my man come on up, man. Let's have him get in here, because he was, normally. Let me tell you something.
He was going to lace you up.
Well, let me tell you something. If I'm averaging, if I even had a time where I was averaging a dub.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 20 points. If I was ever averaging 20 points, you would see me. I walk up in here like, the champ is here. You know, and so my man was low key, just sitting back chilling. Introduce yourself to the Fox Sports 1350 audience, please.
I'm Fernandez Rivera. I'm a point guard at SNG.
So tell us about that, man. Tell us about how excited you were when Coach pulled you to the side. It's like, hey, man, you messed around and got you a triple-double, man. You got to get averaging 20 out there. Tell everybody how that was for you.
No, it was just very humbling for me to average 20 because, I put the work in over the summer to do this. So, I had a lot of confidence in myself going into the season and into preseason to do good and, hopefully come up with some more wins when it's all said and done.
Certainly. Now, how is it for you? I know Coach B has a couple questions for you, but how exciting is it for you to know that your coach has your back the way he does, that he's really going out there and really going for you and really has his best interest, has a team is his best interest. Talk to us about how special that is for you.
It's very special. You get more confidence with that. Anybody that has your back, you just feel like the sky is the limit.
Right.
So, with Coach having my back, I feel like I can go out there and do my thing at a high rate.
That's right, man. That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. It's funny, like you said, about averaging 20 or 30 points. The funny thing is, like my son, who's a sophomore now, when I went to his freshman football game last year, I realized in one game he played more than I did in my 4 years in high school. But that's not important. That's not important. But I'll ask you this: when Fernando, do you guys have any alumni coming back and they say, hey, I wish Coach Garcia was here when I was here? Do you ever see that because of what he's doing with the program?
Yeah, at times. A couple of players did speak on it and stuff like that. So, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it's always special. So, what are your expectations this year when you guys get into league play? Like, who is a team that you have on your closet door? Like, we're gonna get them.
For sure, Rialto.
Okay.
That's a big deal right there, huh?
Yeah, and then we got Rupert Hills. Technically, because they beat us last year in a crazy game.
I remember Coach talked to us about that.
I was saying, Coach said, calm down. Don't put too much out there.
Coach is already concerned. He's like, man, you like I got my son in my hand right now,
Slow
man.
down.
I'm messing around, boy. But again, it's really special because we hold. A lot of folks, they look at San Bernardino, they don't know the great talent, the great things that come out of San Bernardino, and it's really great to see you guys are doing a great thing there, seeing that program to start to build up. And you're a part of that, man. You're a part of that. You're a part of that flagship right there, man. So keep doing the stuff, man, and call us, man, and bring that trophy in when y'all mess around and do that stuff, okay?
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then a question for you. So if you run in the break and you coming down and you got someone you can hit a dime and give them a layup, or you can get the three, what are you doing?
I'm throwing a dime.
Oh, there you go. All right.
He's point guard,
That's
man.
a true point guard.
Point guard
That's
right
a true
there.
point guard.
Okay,
And
well, hold on a second. We got this is a very important question. I know we got to get ready to go to break. Very important. In your estimation, who's the greatest point guard of all time?
True point guard or
this point guard?
There's only one answer.
I don't know. To me, when I say point guard, I don't know if this. To me, me and Coach B, we say there's one answer. But
There's only one answer.
I'm gonna let you do your thing and let you answer it.
I'm gonna go with John Stockton.
Oh wow. Oh Jesus Christ.
Because he's a true point guard.
Oh my.
Oh
wow.
The answer, young man, was I mean, and we understand.
At least he does.
But he
you
did
know
his
what?
research.
He didn't say Steph Curry.
He did his research.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Because let me tell you something. Tight shorts, John Stockton used to cause us problems. You know that.
Right. But only because Magic was older.
Exactly. True.
Yes.
So the answer, just so you know, going forward, is Magic Johnson.
There you go. We call him Buck.
We call him Buck.
When he grew up, they called him Buck.
Right. Came in the league as a young, out the gate. I mean, he didn't even have the sophomore slump on him yet, and messed around and went up in there and played all 5 positions in the whole thing and won the chip. So.
And this is what I always tell people. In 4 years, think about this. I want you to just go home and just let this soak in. You might not get it now.
A little history lesson real quick.
In 4 years, Magic won a championship in high school, state championship. He won a championship in the NCAA.
Talk to him.
And then he won a point guard. He played center, scored 42
on the
points.
Airplane, Kareem said, Magic, you might have to do it.
Yeah, and he played center, and he won it in 4 years. In 4 years.
My father cried that day.
Yes.
He said he cried that day.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, man, I don't know if you guys, this is another thing I want to, because on Tuesday, they're going to have the story where Magic and Isaiah Thomas are going to sit down. 2 great point guards. I got emotional when I saw that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's enough. Is that enough?
You just brought me back to my hair. I almost wanted to put a T-shirt up under the jersey.
Right. I still had hair when they showed those highlights. I was like, man.
That's a special place.
But Coach, I know you're going to get out of here, but I'll ask you, this is the last year that San Andreas is the way it is. You guys are going to go through some changes next year, right?
Yeah. They're pulling out Indian Springs out of our league, and we're picking up Rialto Eisenhower. And
AB, right?
No. AB Miller's going to join the Mountain Valley.
Okay. I thought they were going to yours.
They were. There was a debate, and there was a voting.
changed?
They voted. Yeah, I don't know how that works. About politics and all that with the ABs, but yeah. So no, it was supposed to be AB Miller and Coach Ramanen, but now they're going to go to the Mountain Valley, and then we're taking in Rialto Eisenhower.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
So, yeah, and we were supposed to play Eisenhower. Actually, we picked up Desert Hot Springs last minute because Eisenhower double booked, and like 2 weeks before we played them, they backed out of the game, and we were trying to scramble and find the game. But anyway, so we, it's going to be interesting come next year. So, but it's going to be the top 2-3 teams. Grupo Hills got better. They improved a lot. Coach Rest was doing a good job over there, and Rialto, they got the athletes, they got the players. So we're looking up from the bottom again, and we don't mind that. We don't mind being the underdogs. Hey, take us for granted. We'll show you up. That's
there you go.
Nothing wrong with that. So.
I like, man, this guy.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, this guy could have been my
coach.
Hey, look, man, I got a team at the YMCA. Man.
Right.
We've been trying to beat this one team, and we might need a coach, somebody to motivate us to get us over the hump.
Yeah. If he was my coach, the water would have been colder when I got it for the teammates.
Gatorade
I'd have been a better water boy.
Gatorade just flowing. But Coach, thanks again. I know you got to break out of here again. Thanks for always bringing the beautiful family in. Can you name drop the beautiful wife?
Oh no. Hey, this only happens because of that. This is what it is. She's my wing woman, man.
Right, man.
Anything I do, it only happens because of her.
Hey, we all have it, man. You gotta have it.
And so, she travels with us. She coach mom to the kids. She out there, being that mom for the boys. It's funny to watch her interact with some of the young guys. Coach mom, I'm blessed.
Yeah,
my wife, I love her to death. She is the support and the those cornerstones for us to while we're here. So
there you go. Let's not forget, name drop the daughter.
Hey, yeah, so Maddie, that's where we're going. We're picking her up today. That's where we got to get.
There you go.
And she's coming in and she's getting taller and taller. So we'll see where she's at. We're gonna do some workouts this week with basketball. And,
look at that. He's like, hey.
I know what it's like, Coach. You can't talk about one kid without talking about the other.
No,
And
this little guy right here is keeping us busy. Little Greg.
He got that little look like, man, I'm ready to get up out of here, man.
Right.
We put some videos up. You got a little basket at home working on that jumper, making them buckets. So we got them going. So
I like that.
I get buckets. Well, we appreciate it, Coach, because you got to get to that airport.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming in and spending some time with us and talking about the season. Coach Garcia, keep in contact. San Gorgonio. Remember when we first started, I couldn't say it.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something. I remember, traveling to San G, even
San Gorgonio.
Even back in the day, you know what I mean? So it's a big thing, man. Keep it Spartan love, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.
There you go. So you are listening to IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports, 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Prodexa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Prodexa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Prodexa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our Four Seasons sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait. A family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for four. seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Hello, my name is Officer Richard Guerrero, Vice President of the Fontana Police Officers Association. We're more than just a labor organization. The Fontana Police Officers Association is serious about giving back to our community, particularly to our kids. We found that kids who study, do well in school, volunteer regularly, and participate in sports are less likely to become involved in criminal activity and illicit drug usage. Each year we provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to local kids, community causes, and we are proud sponsors of the Inland Valley All-Star Classic Series. The Fontana POA and strong community leadership will make way for safer and more prosperous communities.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle Score Sports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the IE Sportsnet Hub, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops right here. We're excited. We got another guest. Oh, you guys into the music?
Holla's so crazy right here. Holla's playing grapevine. This dude is wild, man.
I heard it through the grapevine. We're excited. We have another friend of the show. This is probably your third year coming in, Coach. Coach Talbert. Claremont.
He ain't even got to pull it up on his GPS no more. He just roll up.
Right.
I know I'm going.
He's like, what time?
I'm there. I'm up in there.
So we love it. How's it going this morning, Coach?
It's going well, guys. It's going well. I appreciate being on the air with you.
Absolutely. We appreciate your patience. I think he was here before us, so he was ready.
Sit back, chilling. You know, Coach always has great posture. You know what I mean? Like I said, we were talking off the air a little bit. I had my coffee. He was like, hey, brother, you know, if you want to maintain this, thing I got going on, you got to ease up off that coffee.
Right.
But Claremont, the Wolfpack, talk to us a little bit about what's going on over at the campus right now, Coach. Basketball season is obviously full in swing. So
yeah, we're full in swing right now. This is actually a bye week for us. We just came off of two back-to-back tournaments, Sierra Vista tournament and the El Rancho tournament. We're 6-4 right now. Very young basketball team coming off of having a senior-laden team from last year, 21-9. So still trying to find our stride. We had a couple of injuries that's kind of slowed us a little bit from what we feel we need to be right now. But getting a couple of our key guys back, and so we're looking forward to being able to get into this next round of games next week, and then post-Christmas big tournament coming up, and then leading into league play.
Obviously, you guys have competed in roughly about 4 tournaments. The importance of being involved in those tournaments, obviously you guys get a chance to kind of look at different teams and so forth, but talk to us about why you think it's important to put your team on those schedules.
Yeah, great question, Eternal. It really gives us an opportunity to test ourselves early. We want to try to develop in those tournaments for league play. Obviously, league is the most important thing, getting ourselves ready to make a CIF run. And those tournaments also kind of are mini tournaments or mini CIF tournaments for us, if you would, and gives us the opportunity to understand how important it is to continue to what we call move to the right.
Correct.
In those brackets. So,
right.
You know, that's always the goal. And it allows us to be able to learn. Certainly you want to win every game.
Right.
And we put importance on that. But it also gives us an opportunity to be able to develop as I stated, we get ready really for league play.
Good stuff, Coach B.
And, speaking of that, when you talk about tournaments, one thing that we've talked to coaches, one thing that's always been a point of focus to them is they love the fact that players don't get a chance to think. They just have to go play because chances are you haven't scouted these teams. A lot of times they're from out of the area. And like you said, since you have a lot of players, you had a lot of seniors last year. Is that more important this year to just have them play and not think?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a pretty young basketball team this year.
Right.
We actually have 17 on the roster, most we've ever carried. So from a talent perspective, we've got a lot of talent, but from an experience level, we don't have a lot of experience.
Right.
So it's kind of a microcosm of that, but it allows these guys to really understand, there's a big difference between practice and being able to stop play. And then when there's people sitting in the stands and referees blowing the whistle and there's a clock going.
Yeah.
And so it really kind of gives them that rigor that they need to be able to compete in that environment.
But you know what, Coach? We're on Fox Sports 1350, and we talking about practice.
How we go? We up here. It ain't
supposed to be the franchise show.
It ainain't even 9 o'clock, Coach, and we already talking about practice.
But, Coach, like you said, coming off a 21-9 overall last year, 8-2 in league, do you, because you have a lot of talent, is that one of those things where it's early in the year, it'll be a little rough, and you think these kids will mold and make that switch, and you guys can make another run? You guys got in the second round of CIF last year.
Right. Yeah, we think so. With a young team, it was interesting. I was listening to Doc Rivers recently on a pregame.
You listen to Doc?
Oh, yeah.
You listen to Doc?
Oh, yeah.
Now that we're in Clippers employees, I got to stop that joke.
No, we like Doc now, but I'm sorry, but please.
Yeah, and it was interesting that he had made a comment about, he's experienced some injuries going on early, right?
It's been a rough year.
Beverly's out, and the other point guard was out, and he talked about how young his team was, and how much you have to repeat.
Right.
The same information time and time again. And so you repeat it 10 times and you have to expect to repeat it that 11th time.
Right.
And so that's really what it's about right now. But are the guys learning from it? We think they are.
Right.
And that's the key.
And he talks about that. It's funny you mentioned Doc Rivers because we obviously have a new perspective on that because a lot of the players we see at the G League level right now.
At the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario, the official LA Clippers G League team.
Right, and we've actually talked to these players, and then we've seen them go up. And Doc Rivers talks a lot about the teaching experience, about how this is a great opportunity, and he's just constantly teaching. I know you have a mix of young players and some experienced players. But talk to us about that unique thing when that talent and that experience kind of start to kind of close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to watch, right? So you get these guys together starting in September, and you start to build the process, and you try to start to understand who you are as a team, and start to build that foundation.
Right.
And usually, we look at Claremont, we want to be peaking right around early January, right as we start league.
Right.
And so we're starting to see the signs of that now. I mean, we've been able to watch a ton of film. We've played 10 games so far. We start to understand, what it's required to win at the high school varsity level. It's not easy.
Right.
To win a basketball game.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of these guys are starting to understand that you've got to put in the work and all the little things count.
Right.
You got to be able to box out. You got to be able to deliver a correct pass. And all those things that maybe they got away with at the lower levels, you can't get away with at the varsity level.
Or at the AAU level when it's just come up and just jack the shot up. And it's funny you say about that. One of the greatest, I'm a USC guy. Let me put that disclaimer out there. But one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the college level, and Eternal and I talk about this all the time. John Wooden said the first day of practice, he taught the players how to tie their shoes.
Yeah.
And is it that where you just have to break it down to the basics for these kids?
You really do. And I know with Claremont this year, we've got 6 sophomores and 2 freshmen.
Oh, wow.
We've got kids that don't even know what a razor looks like.
Wow.
So you really do have to break it down to its finest point. And you have to continue to reemphasize that.
Right.
And it's fun to watch them grow and develop.
Right.
As you're starting to apply those processes and the fundamentals and the skills to that. But it takes time.
Right.
But you don't have a lot of time when the season's over.
Right. Whistle blows, you got to get ready to go.
Right.
That's right.
Coach, a quick question. I know you got to get out of here. Now, in terms of just the overall scope of basketball right now, you see the Lakers with Lonzo Ball playing basketball right now, him kind of coming out, and there's a lot of talk about his game. When you see Lonzo Ball's game, what do you think about it? What do you think? Because you've seen it. We've obviously seen it. And we were just talking off air about, the LeVar Ball dynamic, and I know Coach B was alluding to it. We've seen this guy's been consistent with that kind of that kind of mantra and that attitude for quite a while. So
because LeVar's different, man. He's like, unlike my father, he's actually there. He's in his kid's life.
This guy right here. But again, but talk to us about what you see with Lonzo Ball's game in terms of, because you've seen a lot of basketball. So tell us about that.
Well, with Lonzo, I've been able to watch him. I've known the Ball family for a number of years, competed against them, and you knew early on he had high basketball IQ.
Exactly.
The thing of it is, I mean, you're playing against the best players in the world,
right,
on a daily basis,
right.
And so with anything, like you go to a new job, there's a ramp up period.
Oh yeah,
right.
It's rare. You were talking about Magic Johnson, best point guard that ever played, and I agree with you.
There you go. Right. That's what I'm talking about, Coach.
It's a rarity that you get a prodigy like that, a Magic Johnson, right? And everybody else, as normal humans, it takes us a little while to grow into it, right?
Well said. Well said.
But he's got the kind of demeanor, and seeing him play, he's going to get it,
right?
And you can start to see stretches of that and phases of that, and it takes a while.
Oh, yeah.
And it's for us. It's because we had the luxury. Because I remember, like I said, my daughter, she's a senior now at Etowanda, and I remember when she was in the 8th grade going into the 9th grade, we went to see Etowanda play, and Jordan McLaughlin was there, and he was the best point guard on the West Coast at the time. And I remember calling after the game, calling Eternal and saying, "There's this kid out there in the 10th grade. He is something else."
Yeah.
And I've watched him since he was in the 10th grade in high school, and his game has never been scoring.
Right.
His game is he's a true point guard. The game has kind of changed. Is that a problem now? Because we talked about Stephen Curry, and he's a shooter. But back in the 80s and 90s, point guards were just that. Right. You distributed the ball. So he is a true point guard because they're talking about his 3-point percentage. And these are things that Magic Johnson never had to deal with.
Right. It's different. Obviously, the skill and athleticism is better. I don't know if the kids think the game as well as it was thought in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Right.
And so, it's either I'm finishing at the rim with a dunk or I'm shooting a three. The mid-range game is pretty much gone.
Everybody wants to be Sports Center now.
Right. You don't have traditional post play where you guys got a guy that, you put a premium on putting his back to the basket.
Right.
And so the game's changed.
Right.
And it's a more up and down game, obviously. It's not as physical as it was.
Right.
And so kids can get out there and freewheel a lot more.
Right. And once again, we're in studio with Coach Talbert for Claremont basketball. It's funny you say that. I remember my son, this was when Kobe was still with the Lakers. My son loved Kobe. And my son is only 15 now, so he saw the tail end of Kobe's career. He didn't see number 8. He saw number 24.
Right. Afro Kobe, that's what we call him.
Right.
Kobe.
So I have a question for you. Do you ever deal with this? So one time, me and my son maybe 10, 11 years old, we go out to the court to play some basketball, and he's trying to post me up. And I'm thinking to myself, come on now. Do you see kids like that where they're so worried about trying to replicate Sports Center instead of just being basketball players?
You know what? I kind of find the opposite. I don't think these kids watch enough basketball.
Okay.
I think they play a lot of games.
2K. Yeah.
But they don't watch the game.
Okay.
Like we used to watch the game.
Right.
And maybe because it's an oversaturation of games on TV.
I would agree with that.
Right.
And they're played a certain way too. When you see the games are kind of played. Maybe they're not watching. Maybe they're watching a different kind of basketball right now because there's so many different options of basketball available now.
Right. I remember growing up. I mean, we didn't have all the media outlets obviously to be able to see all the games, and so we were relying on what guys were talking about on who had game and who was playing what
and the
newspaper.
And one thing that Turner and I always talk about, there was a 30 for 30 record room for the Big East, and think of this: the Big East had to pay and produce their own games for ESPN to broadcast them. Yeah. It's like now they're showing AAU games. On ESPN.
Yeah. And no, again, Coach, it's always good, man. We always like to kind of get your thoughts about sometimes I get a chance to talk basketball every now and then. And and I know that you're a student of basketball as well. So we obviously
speaking of basketball, I have to ask the question: the NBA level, are the Rockets ready to unseed Golden State? I just want to ask: is that okay for me to ask a question, Turner? Because I don't like Golden State, so I just want to know: are they ready to upseed the Warriors?
I think it's going to be difficult.
Okay.
I think it's going to be difficult, and only from the perspective of Golden State plays both ends. And in playoff basketball,
right.
defense wins championships.
Right.
I'm sorry, please. I didn't want to. I'm sorry. I'm stopping greatness. I was stopping greatness. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
And Golden State has proven that they can actually defend Houston hasn't shown me that they can actually defend in pressure situations yet.
Right.
Their coach is a great offensive mind.
Right.
He gears that to them. He's got the personnel to be able to run up and down. They can put points on the board.
Right.
But playoff basketball is different. It slows down a lot.
Was it fair to add Kevin Garnett?
Well, no, you mean
not Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
Here's the situation.
That's not fair.
And one thing, and as Coach was alluding to, this is one thing I always say. It's cute when you firing up them threes because they got boys that are averaging almost 10. They got 3 different people, and I was watching this last night, that are averaging 10 3-point shots per game.
Yep.
So here's the situation. As you said, in playoff, that game slows down. I used to always see this all the time. Those jump shots like that, when you're trying to do that, it don't work. You need them easy points. Those easy points because, and what's crazy about Golden State is they're a jump shooting team, but they do a good job of getting those points to go in during pressure situations.
Right. Yeah, they do. They move the ball well. They're going to run their sets. And Houston's showing, great resolve right now. They look good.
Right.
But if you're going to ask me that question, I still think they're going to be hard pressed to get past Golden State.
Is OKC the biggest disappointment of the year?
You still have the dynamic there of Westbrook, right? And he is the guy.
Right.
And Melo just hasn't found his rhythm. He's getting older. You can see he's a step slower.
Right.
And with that, I think they're challenged.
Right.
I would love to have seen them keep everything intact the way they had it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Melo's going to be the answer for them long term.
Right.
So from a disappointment perspective, it's still early in the season.
I agree.
You have to wait till after Christmas with the NBA.
Yeah. When Paul George is in LA next year, he's going to be like, man, that was a wasted year.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, for him, it's just saving the moving bill because he's getting closer.
That's all. They mess around and they might trade him before that. To be honest,
I've heard that, but he's not going to sign a deal though. So why would you take him?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I say you trade him now and you can get some value off him because he's going to leave next year. So
unless they talk about him going to Cleveland.
I mean, anyway.
Yeah, but who would you give up if he goes to Cleveland and LeBron stays? I could see Paul George staying.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I can see that.
We'll see it. We'll see what happens.
Or LeBron might be in Houston next year.
Oh man, here you go, Coach. It's always good to see you.
Yes.
Coach. Again, keep us posted on your season.
I will.
Again, like I said, it's always a pleasure to get a chance to talk a little basketball with you. I know, again, like I said, in the Inland Empire, there's not much you haven't seen. So it's a good thing for you to kind of, give us a chance to kind of give your expertise on the basketball game.
All right. Thanks again, guys, for having me on air. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
And I know you're on your way. He's going to the Classic at Damien. That's a huge tournament that he'll be a part of. So yeah, definitely we'll make sure we follow you and see how everything goes today. So we appreciate the information. Always good to have Coach Talbert in from Claremont Basketball.
Claremont Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack. You put respect on it. So let's go ahead and take a break. You're listening to IE Sports Net, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Protexia users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Protexia and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Protexia have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah.
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Hello, my name is Officer Richard Guerrero, Vice President of the Fontana Police Officers Association. We're more than just a labor organization. The Fontana Police Officers Association is serious about giving back to our community, particularly to our kids. We found that kids who study, do well in school, volunteer regularly, and participate in sports are less likely to become involved in criminal activity and illicit drug usage. Each year, we provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to local kids, community causes, and we are proud sponsors of the Inland Valley All-Star Classic Series. The Fontana POA and strong community leadership will make way for safer and more prosperous communities.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle Score Sports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong. You heard?
This dude, man. We are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation started. This guy right here, the new addition. Wow.
Hey, let me tell you something. Well,
we don't need to hear the stories about the fights, and you want to be Ralph T.
Hey, well, first thing first. I know. I wasn't going to talk about that. But this took me back to my cassette days when I had that cassette, a new edition, when Ralph had them finger rolls, the finger waves.
No one remembers this. I think this is Blue Moon. No one remembers this album.
This album right here went right here.
Yeah, Blue Moon?
What?
Oh, no, I wasn't with Blue Moon.
You didn't play this? You didn't play this right here?
No, I did not. I did not play that.
He don't know, man.
I did not, man.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, this boy right here, you know, I got it. Like I said, man, Coach B and his music.
I came back to New Edition when Johnny got in there, and then they had some bass, you know.
Coach, man. I got, folks. We still got a little work to do. We still got to work on Coach B a little bit, man. But yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside, and as we are saying, for live scores. Now, this is with basketball, baseball, volleyball, all the above. If you guys want to get live scores, you guys can always go to IE Sportsnet, IESportsnet.com. You guys can get live up-to-the-minute scores right there. Find polls and all the above. Today we're going to be posting the volleyball classic that took place over at A.B. Miller. Coach B, tell us a little bit about that. We had that going on.
Yeah, it was a great game. The third one we did, a real good game, good event. It was a great competition. I think the level of talent has really gone up.
Wow. Hey, speaking of that, talent-wise, it's rare that, because we're not volleyball guys.
Didn't he ask? I mean, he asked me my thoughts, right? No, go ahead. No, I'm just messing with you. He said, "Give me your thoughts." And he said, "If I want your thoughts, I'll give them to you." And you were saying?
That's good. That was good. No, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. No, you on the roll, man. I'm over here Googling the Clippers. I'm sorry, man. Right. No, I'm on the Clippers website.
I know. But no, as we were saying, we started that. This is our third year, the Inland Valley Classic, our third time doing it. what happens is we have the clubs come out first. The clubs come out, they play a game, they play a match. It's an exhibition match. And then what precedes that is the San Bernardino County All-Stars.
And it was out of bounds and
Fraza won.
There you go.
And I'm glad you mentioned out of bounds because
Yes.
that's the one I can't remember. So you got that one. But as we said, that video, we'll get that posted today. We're excited about that. Coach B, what else do we have on the docket, man?
Well, tonight, the AFC West will be conquered as your Los Angeles Chargers go out to Kansas City.
Oh, you mean the team that can't sell out a 25,000?
We don't sell out. So, we
Well,
stay,
you might
we
want
keep
to.
it real.
You might
we keep it real.
You might want. Let me tell you
We
something.
keep it real.
Let me tell you something. Hey, honestly, I really no. I want to be clear. I do like the Chargers because one of the players who I have always admired since he came in the league, and when you think about athletic talent, athletic ability. When you think athletic ability, normally you think like Cam Newton. But one of the quarterbacks who I've always admired is Philly Riverside, who I call him Phillip Rivers. And this dude just has that swag. He got about 15 kids. Got about 15.
With one wife.
With one
wife. Let's put that disclaimer.
No, I want to put that out there.
And I think that was like his high school or college.
Yeah,
He still lives in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, no.
He commutes every day.
Let me tell you, if there's a guy in the NFL right now that I really admire, it's Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
I really, really like that guy.
Put respect on my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
And what they're doing, got the new coach in there, the rookie coach, and they're doing some really, really good things out there.
That's my quarterback.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram.
And as you know, I was
That
at the
defense.
game. I was at the game last week. It was a great game. And this is the thing. Television does not do justice to the way the game is. There are a lot of Chargers fans there. Let me repeat that. There are a lot of Chargers fans there. The thing is, that stadium is kind of like Dallas' stadium, where there are a lot. This guy, Greg Holland. There's actually, when I went to the game, I was surprised. There are a lot of areas within the stadium where people want to get a drink, they want to hang out, and people do that. So they have like bar areas where people will sit there and watch the game at the bar.
Yeah.
So that's what people do.
Yeah, it's been one of those kind. And again, one thing you do here about that venue is it's a great venue for football.
It is. It is intimate. There's no nosebleeds. And this is what I try to tell all my friends out there that like that team. I don't know if that team is from Oakland or Henderson or Las Vegas or LA. I don't know what team it is. But all my friends that like that team, what I try to tell them, here's the thing. Most NFL stadiums hold about 90,000 people. So when you do that,
45 to 50.
Yeah. So big markets. So I should say, and L.A., Dallas, New York, they're going to hold about 67. Let's say 67.
That's accurate.
Now the Chargers stadium only holds 30.
Right.
So when you think about that, your tickets, you're not going to get a ticket for under $100, $150.
Right.
So if you got a family of 5, you're not going to do that. But let's say if you're Denver,
right?
If you're Kansas City,
right?
If you're one of these teams, you're going to be excited to come to LA, and see a game.
And that's what you're seeing.
Yes.
When Philly went out there, they just came out there in big numbers. No, again, we laugh about it, but what I'm excited about,
I don't.
Yeah, well, and
put respect on my Chargers.
Man, let me tell you something. When's the last? Now you're talking about the Chargers.
I had to pull this up on one of my, not to cut you off, I had to stun on one of my guys. I had a post that was 3 or 4 years ago where I was talking about the Chargers. Because remember, little Brian II, his favorite player was LT, LaDainian.
Dang.
So we've been rolling with the Chargers for a minute. So put respect on them.
I say you've been rolling with them. You haven't been as vocal.
No, because the thing is, now, what do I always say? What's my rule? You got to have Los Angeles in your name.
You did say that.
For me to get behind.
And you did say when they come back, and you've been an advocate.
Where did they start?
Los Angeles.
So they were on a vacation, and they came back home.
And it's only you that know that. I mean, you and
real. Go to Chargers Nation, and as a matter of fact, they're going to be up the street. They're going to be at Duke's. So we play today. So keep talking.
I may roll up in there with my Cowboys joint on. Say what it is.
Oh, come on. Come on. I'm thinking about going to Duke's tonight, actually.
I might run up in there with my Cowboys. Just let the star just floss on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm out to call the Riverside Police Department. But I'll be up in there, though. Holla, it looks like I guess we're going to just roll this thing on out. But real quick, I just want to make sure everybody knows. We have a special thing going on. I guess since we can utilize this time. Oh, real quick. We did go to the Clippers game as well.
Yes.
We didn't get a chance to talk about that.
Yes, sir.
Anytime we get a chance to visit the great Staples Center, it is an honor. I was shocked to find out that Coach B did not know about the Chick Hearn statue.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked about that.
You were shocked at who?
That you didn't know about the Chick Hearn statue.
No, I knew about the statue. I'd never seen it up. Cause the last time I was there, it wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
I knew about it.
Okay,
I knew about it. I just wasn't. The last time they put it up, I wasn't there.
Okay.
Yes.
Or maybe you just entered another side of it or something like that.
No. Because that statue's only 2 or 3 years old. Man, we don't get out to a lot of games.
Are you right about that?
You know what I mean? The way my checking account is set up.
The way our bank account's kind of set up right now. But that's going to be anyway.
That Shaq statue just, it's like in a weird place.
I don't like it. Just. And even the Magic statue is like, big up to. I appreciate that.
Yes,
but it's like,
Here's my question. Let me ask you something. When you look at the NBA logo, who is that?
Jerry.
So when you look at the Lakers championships in the 70s, who was the point guard?
Jerry.
So who was responsible for Showtime?
Magic.
No. I mean putting that team together.
Jerry.
So how does Shaq get a statue before the great Jerry West?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now because it's politics.
Yeah, and Shaq was only there a few years.
Yeah, I know. He was rented. He was rented for about.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
You put Kareem up before you put Shaq up.
Again, politics. You know, they still trying to deal with Kareem.
Yeah. But you put up James Worthy before you put up Shaq.
So they'll
all BS aside, James Worthy was my favorite player growing up. I always wanted to be a wingman. Yeah. That was my favorite
James
player.
Worthy's
that
game,
finger roll
and that turnaround jump when he used to spread the leg with the jump, you know, with the little turnaround.
And then when I was in high school, I needed to wear glasses, but my mother wouldn't get me the goggles.
Oh,
I wanted the goggles, man.
That's why. Look, let me tell you something. It's a true story. When I was coming up, I remember because I used to lose my glasses all the time. I had the rubber band. I used to have the little rubber band on my. Oh my God. Oh, they used to just holler like, yo, I remember that.
Yeah, this is the 90s. My mother said, boy, you sit on the bench. I ain't spending $300 on no goggles.
Right. Boy, if you can't see, you can't play.
Yeah, and you can't play.
God
so
didn't want you to play, baby.
That's like my mother. I told my mother I'm trying out for the football team. She going to bring me home some soccer cleats from the thrift store.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. I'll never forget that. I swear to God, I'll never forget that. I had on soccer. I had on damn. Let me tell you, my first couple of cleats, there was soccer cleats. You couldn't tell. Everybody was like, they are football cleats.
You know how you can tell when the tongue flips over the shoe? Like football shoes don't have the tongue that flips over the laces. Those are soccer shoes, man.
Hey,
and they say, what brand are those? Gold. So those are not football shoes. That's the other football.
Man, that is true story. Anybody that know about like coming up in the majors, you know, man, about you had to go to Big Five and you want to get those nice ones. Boy, you better look over here.
Speaking of Big Five, remember when the coaches' shorts were all the thing? I remember my mother bought me some. I was like, nah, these ain't for me, dog.
We don't wear those, mama.
Yeah. That just don't work, man.
But what else is going on today? So we have, we got to talk about Monday. Folks, mark your calendars. Monday, Agua Caliente.
Clippers of Ontario.
They will be live in the house, going down.
And then, I'm sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
Citizens Bank Arena, 7 o'clock p.m. on Monday.
And then the good thing about them, they will also be out in the community. If you want to get elbow to elbow with your Agua Caliente Clippers with Coach Casey Hill, Tyrone Wallace, and some of the boys over there from the Agua Caliente Clippers.
The pride of Bakersfield.
They will actually be in downtown Ontario. So if you listen to the broadcast, you hear us always saying that.
We'll be at Deanza Park.
Yes.
Deanza Park in Ontario.
Starting at 3 o'clock. They'll be there from 3 to 4 p.m., so make sure you go out and check them out. They're dedicating a refurbished court to the children of Ontario. So we are so happy to see them. They're doing things out in the community. Great organization. They're starting to get roots. We can see it now, the fans, and you see it. It's funny. People come in there wearing Lakers gear, but they're cheering for those Clippers. When something happened, and there was a highlight. I got to see if we can get it on our website. Where the Agua Caliente Clippers won, and they won when Tyrone Wallace went and yacked on somebody.
Oh, he went baseline, and let me tell you something. And that when you talk about a humble guy, I mean, I seen this guy almost. Something must have happened, and he sat on the bench for almost 2 quarters. Like this,
really?
That last game, he sat on the bench for like 2 quarters, maybe about a quarter and a half. Came back in the game, wasn't tripping on that. I mean, and I walked into the arena with that guy, just humble, focused. Really, really a special player. And we really wish the best for that kid right there. Tyrone Wallace, really great player.
He will be in the league. He will be in the league soon.
Guarantee you'll see that guy. There's no question about that. And big up to my man, C.J. Williams. Boy, go out there and do work. I see you, boy.
Williams or Wallace? C.J. Williams. No, yeah, it's Williams. Remember, we got the text because I was messing up the first game. And that's what Carter said. I'm getting messages from L.A.
But I said the people listening.
Right. Ballmer said, hey, don't mess it up. So let's get up out of here. Thank you for listening to IE Sports Net. Connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turner, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports, 1350.
It takes everything, y'all.
Ain't no future in your front.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
Andy Turner, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio, 1350 a.m., IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.